My name is Valerie Asimwe Nyaburuma Alexander Amani, and this is my narrated portfolio. You could say fashion was my gateway drug to art. After graduating, I started Kavara, a passion project and my first company. I soon realized I loved telling stories not only through clothes, but through a multitude of channels. What would you do for your freedom?
What price are you willing to pay?
Journalists reporting issues critical to the government face constant threats, beatings.
Hivyo ni muda mwafaka Tanzania kuchukua hatua zaidi. Ndani ya utawala wangu hakuna mwenye mimba atakayerudi shuleni.
Democracy is slowly slipping into a dictatorship.
ANSA, which stands for A New Society for Artists, was my last official collection, a reaction to the bureaucratic and social oppression I felt after the government imposed various rules, fees, and regulations in the Tanzanian creative industry. The microfilm was executed with a team of other Tanzanian artists. Fashion is still very much a central part in my art making. I am very intentional with what clothes I put into my work, or if there should be any clothes at all. My progression into video art has been a pleasant surprise. I enjoy the freedom to perform, to leave in suspense, to invite, or to isolate. Most of all, I appreciate how quickly a video can make you feel. This piece is titled Watani and the Magic Mirror and was a tribute to African rituals around funerals. Emotion is undoubtedly a constant in my work. This was one of my first video pieces where I explored the repressed sadness of social media users. Quoting speaker Jen Lim, I wanted to respond to the tyranny of happiness by normalizing emotions that we have been taught are not to be shared. I also think that the usage of sound and words play an important part in expressing an idea. And I have experimented with micropieces that are a collage of image, sound, and text. Body has been another constant in my work. The female body. Period, Pleasure, Pain, Pussy was a stop-motion animation I created for a video art festival. It is a question seeking to unnerve taboos around female sexuality, menstruation, and trauma, and how these three things are related to each other. You rise like the sun, but your sun has been dying since the day you were born. You do not see glory when you look at yourself. You see how long your hair could be, how dark your skin is, how your breasts could be remodeled, your thighs, face, stomach, teeth, hair, nose, face, stomach, thighs, ass, stomach, skin, face, stomach, nose, teeth, hair. Beautiful people know true beauty is natural. Wear their naturals proudly, as a symbol of pride in blackness, as a symbol of responsibility to black people. If you do not believe in your beauty before the world told you you were beautiful, how can you really call it yours? Start again. Rewind, unbleach, unbraid, unweave, and make up, undo your mind until you learn You do not have to look like them to be worthy. I learned a lot about my process during my most recent residency. I enjoy challenging myself and working with things I haven't yet battled with. I remember swearing countless times while working with a metal mesh, wishing it was just fabric. But I guess the result always makes it worth it. Chikicha, 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 tulikwenda, 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 kwenda, kwenda. This video is from my most recent body of work titled The Pathological Museum. The folk song talks about kids going to a white man's house and them getting 2 shillings to buy what has been a mystery I'm still trying to solve. I told myself this was the last piece I'm going to make about colonization. Let's see if I stick to that promise. I don't know if who I am has anything to do with where I am from. Maybe I'm another thing altogether. Maybe we are all other things. I use my body many times because it sometimes seems as if I'm still trying to familiarize myself to it. I also spend too much time thinking about how other people relate to their bodies. Lastly, I find it interesting how words juxtaposed against context can mean something they may have not been intended to mean. As a writer, words come up a lot, and this is why I enjoy working with poets and poetry. This is an unreleased womanist collaboration where I worked with the words of another artist. Sometimes it is important to not be misunderstood. And the last lines of the 2 stanzas of the poem read, "So, how many months' blood does respect cost? Does love cost? Because you all know, mothers and sisters and daughters. You know us and we bleed for you every month, you fucking bastards. Lifetimes of blood. So where is the line drawn? When can we kill you, dead, standing our ground? When can we chop up your remains, give your meat to street dogs and bury the rest in shallow graves? When, because we are ready, we are insane with fear, we reek of blood, lives will be lost, your lives will be lost. We are going to kill you dead, all of you." Stop somewhere and just look at the camera. Stop on the side. This was the last thing I made before this application. It was an experimental collaboration with an illustrator and a tattoo artist. We explored memory through video, text, poetry, and drawing. The body being used as both canvas and a vessel for remembering. The performance ended in a live tattoo. I try and make sense of the things that don't make sense to me so I can better navigate the world and take pleasure in unsensing the things that do. Either way, I guess it's all an experiment.